Bow Creek pulls up for three once again. Victor Oladipo gets a rebound. Yogi drives in. Nice pass from Yogi to Jeff Howard. Howard puts that one up over Jerkin and gives the red team a 17-14 advantage.
Not only did he have nice positioning there, but showed a great deal of strength to get that one off.
Once again, we see the hurrying Hoosiers. Now the red squad pushing. Nice pass by Yogi to Zeller. Zeller falls on his tailbone there. Coach Crean does not like to see that. However, he gets up, and he will be shooting too.
Well, Indiana's going to run some this year, and Yogi Farrell's going to be a big reason why. And when you've got a big man like Cody Zeller who can get up and down the floor like that, it could be electric between those two who know each other very well this upcoming season.
Cody was one of the best big men at running the floor last season. I'm sure we'll be seeing the same this year as he gives the red squad an 18-14 advantage.
Probably helped his draft stock tonight in the three-point contest.
Yeah, Cody Zeller winning the long shot competition almost by a long shot. Now, as you heard Sage Steele say, I'm sure not many picked him to win that one. Jordan Holes getting upset in the first round by a walk-on transfer, Johnny Marlin.
And Johnny had a good run out there.
So now the white squad. Jordan Holes running the offense here, being checked by Maurice Creek. Jordan Holes tries to split there, not able to, and now we've got a 2-on fast break from Cody Zeller and Victor Oladipo. Nice pass from Zeller to Oladipo as the red squad's looking to pull away a little bit here.
What's amazing, people talk about the Tom Crean turnaround. That is a play that was impossible to imagine in his first two seasons here. Indiana
really struggled a bit, and Tom Crean, or not a bit, they struggled. Not to sugarcoat it, they struggled quite a bit, but last season going 27-9, 11-7 in the conference, and 18-1 at home was the big one, protecting their home floor.
No question. It was one of the toughest places to play in the country last year. It might take the title this upcoming year with Indiana #1 in the country if the crowd support for a virtual practice is any indication.
Jordan Holes for three from the baseline, and he knocks that one down. Pulls the white squad within 4. Cody Zeller being checked by Jerkin. Now he drives that one in. Puts up a little floater in the lane. That one's off the mark.
Well, that was good to see. Peter Jerkin's going to come off the bench, get some quality minutes. He's going to alter shots and be able to keep Indiana above water in maybe the 6-7 minutes a game that Cody Zeller's not in, and that's going to be huge.
Nice pass there from Yogi to Zeller. Combination we'll be hearing from quite a bit as Zeller is fouled once again, and he'll be heading to the free throw line.
I taught a course continuing studies on the history of Indiana basketball and told the story about Don Schlunt, who actually attempted 400 more free throws than anyone else in IU basketball history. And you look at pictures of Don Schlunt, looks a little bit like Cody Zeller in the build, 6'10" guy who could knock down shots down, scored a ton. Cody Zeller might have a similar fate here this year where he's going to be at the free throw line a ton.
Yeah, Indiana, obviously, Cody Zeller will be the focal point of their offense. However, that's not to say they don't have any other pieces around them, because they certainly do. They've got a bench that could probably go 10 or 11 deep in some games.
And not only depth, but balance. You name an element of basketball, three-point shooting, ball handling, the ability to rebound, the ability to defend multiple positions. And I think that's why people are so optimistic about Indiana this year, is they seem to have all of those elements. At least one player on the roster checks that box.
And usually in most positions, I'd say there's 2 or 3 that could probably check that box. But we've got 5:22 to play here as the red squad leads the white squad 22-17. Tony Adragna here, joined by Jeremy Gray. You've heard his voice emceeing the entire night. How's that experience been for you?
Tell you what, it's pretty crazy. Scripts change at the last minute, but it's a lot of fun. And Sage Steele was phenomenal. She was nervous, and she came out and knocked it out of the park with her opening speech.
Yeah, she's done a great job tonight. Such a fun and exciting night as Remy Abel hits the floor hard there. He'll be shooting too. But just such a fun and exciting night. You mentioned, I mean, pretty much a glorified practice here. We had fans camping out a couple nights in advance. I think we were at capacity 2 hours before. I mean, what's that mean just in terms of Hoosier Nation and how far it's come just within the last 3 or 4 years?
I think there are only maybe 3 or 4 places in the entire country that could pull off an event like this to this magnitude. And you know those schools, and Indiana is one of them. And I mean, it truly is back. I remember growing up in this state, Tony, and Indiana basketball was everything. And The program had its series of struggles over the last 10 years or so, and the Colts on some level absorbed some of that oxygen, but it's an Indiana basketball state yet again.
Cody Zeller goes up, and he's fouled once again.
He's going to be there all year long. And last year, especially down in the season, he struggled to get calls because he was a freshman. But this year, I think he might get that Jared Sullinger treatment where the calls are going to go his way, the respect earned by being maybe the conference's best player.
He's earned some respect, and also he's put on 15, 20 pounds of muscle, and that helps a lot when you're in the post in the Big Ten. I mean, Big Ten, one of the most physical conferences in the entire nation. So the fact that Cody was able to put on that weight is going to be huge this upcoming season.
Some might be worried about Cody missing a couple of free throws here, but you have to consider he did 3 rounds of a long shot contest where in one round he did nothing but half-court shots for a minute. So he might be a little bit gassed.
Yeah, and this is not the first time this Indiana team practiced this afternoon. They definitely had a all-out practice before coming out here and putting on this show for the fans. As Remy Abel being guarded now by Yogi Ferrell. Better be careful before he gets a 5-second count here. Picks it up at the last second. Now Watford being guarded by Oladipo. Taylor Waring for the first time here as he passes to Austin Etherington on the baseline. Etherington gets in trouble, and now Cody Zeller is leading the break here. Nice Euro step from Cody Zeller there, and he crams that one home.
It's not only the speed for a big man, it's the level of coordination and body control that is just remarkable by Cody Zeller.
Such finesse there by Zeller. Got the crowd on their feet there, giving the red team a 6-point advantage.
And then you think about it, Hunter Perez going to be in the mix. Look at that throwdown. Guy's going to be good at the next level, Tony. Let's hope he's in the blue and gold for our Pacers, huh?
Exactly. That would be a sight to see, but then that would mean that the Pacers probably would be the worst team in the NBA, so maybe not.
Key trade for the number 1 pick. Key trade for the number 1 pick.
Austin Etherington at the free throw line for the White squad. Jordan Holes set to check in. Looks like Holes probably would have been checking in for Etherington there, so maybe missed that one on purpose. Doubtful, though.
You just look at the options that this team has. And you mentioned Yogi Ferrell with some solid defense a couple of exchanges ago, and some were concerned with Yogi's size. Would he be able to defend at this level? But it looks like with his strength, similar to like an old Avery Johnson in the NBA, he's going to be able to keep people in front of him.
Certainly so. As Maurice Creek drives the basket here, puts that one up, and another slam from Zeller as he puts that in off of Maurice Creek miss. Block called on Zeller, however. Zeller with 11 points in just about 8 minutes of play here.
You look at Janae Jackson, what he's been able to do strength and conditioning-wise, and to a man, this team is bigger. And I recall being on the Puerto Rico trip when Indiana lost to Ole Miss and Boston University and George Mason, I believe. You saw Ole Miss get off the team elevator and it's like, whoa, that's a big basketball team. Indiana looked demonstrably smaller. There ain't going to be a team in the country Indiana smaller than here.
No, and even looking at guys like Jordan Holes, I mean, when he came in here, basically a stick figure. I mean, he didn't have much muscle on him. He was just a kid that could shoot the basketball. And now you look at his frame that he's got now, and that helps in all aspects of the game. I mean, shooting, you got stronger legs. On the defensive end, you're able to keep guys in front of you a little bit more and use your body more. So this team, as you mentioned, just very physically strong and physically fit as well.